Hi everybody! So today is writing prompt number 6, and it is a question that I have long since been asked a lot when I was younger. I guess not really. It'd be weird to ask a 6-year-old. What does life mean to you? Is the writing prompt for today. So when I think about what life means to me, I didn't write this yet because I started writing it and it turned to crap because I couldn't really think of what I wanted to say. So I took a shower and the best thoughts come to you in the shower. So that's what happened. That's why my hair is wet. That's why I'm wearing a hat. Anyways, I thought back to when I was in elementary school, middle school, even high school. They always ask you, what do you want to do with your life, basically? What do you want to do for the rest of your life? They make you pick a pathway. This is how it was at my school, at least. They make you pick a pathway that you want to take through high school so you can focus on it in college and university and stuff like that. For a long time, this is kind of like a story, I guess, but for a long time I was in band. In elementary school, it didn't really matter. I tried to be in the recorder band, but she didn't pick me. But that's okay. It's fine. But I got to middle school and I tried out for the actual band. My brother was in the band, so he was just like, we can be band nerds together. And I was like, cool, no problem. So I got to be part of the band. It was really cool, really fun. I enjoyed it. However, we got to high school and apparently what I picked wasn't band. So I was really disappointed. I was like, oh, well, it's not what I wanted. And I chose advanced women's chorus, which going straight from middle school to high school was kind of a weird transition just because of, in middle school, I was kind of a tomboy more so than I was in high school. I had all my friends were guys, I roughhoused my brother all the time. I tried to be friends with his friends, and I just tried to be this really, really tough individual. And then I got into women's chorus, and I looked around and I was like, I don't fit in with any of these people. None of them. And we got further into it, and she was telling us more about it. We got to go around and talk about what we did over the summer and stuff like that. It was really cool. And we started singing, and I didn't join in at first because I was kind of like, I can't sing. And then I started joining in on the little exercises they would do, and I started to enjoy it a lot. So for a long time, the first 2 weeks of school in where I'm from, at least, where I went to school at least, you could choose which classes to get out of and which ones to replace them with. And the very first day in chorus, she asked us, our instructor was like, how many of you are thinking about getting out of chorus? And my hand was the first one that shot up because I was like, this is not for me. I am not supposed to be in advanced women's chorus. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. And I didn't switch. Partly because my advisor was just the counselor person was just like, do you really want to? It'll expand your horizon. And I was like, sure, I'll stay. I didn't want to, but she was like, well, if you're gonna stay in advanced women's chorus, you have got to try out. And I'm just like, then what was the purpose of me even saying? Anyways, I went and tried out, and she was just like, you have a really good way of matching pitches and tones and stuff like that. And I was like, cool, I didn't know that. Great. Point is, throughout the time, I was great in chorus, and they were going to turn chorus into our pathway, so, my mind was set on going to a music school. I had Berkeley on the mind, I had stuff like that. I had even places where my chorus friends went to school in Georgia, which is Savannah State, I think, is where most of them went. Really prestigious. Prestigious. I keep wanting to use that word. It's really well known in the music community. A lot of people went there for music. A lot of people graduated for music. And it was really cool. I think that's what they went for. They may have changed it throughout the schooling, but that's where they went for music, though. So they wound up not accepting it as a pathway, and I panicked because I had already gone through half of my high school year with this as my pathway, thinking this was my pathway. And so they were like, no, you gotta pick one. And like I said, we were the class of 2012, so they were going to have that as our pathway so we could just go on with it and not have to worry about anything else. So, long story short, which this has already been a long story anyways, they pulled me into the office and they were like, listen, you've got to choose from these pathways and to do what you want to do. And so they gave me the paper, I went home, and I was like, I don't know what I want to do with this, because I really wanted to go into music. And, the parental thing that they do, they were like, well, mainly my dad. My mom has always been someone that has told me to chase my dreams and do what I want to do what makes me happy. And I wish I had listened to her early on in life. But my dad, he always had a way of getting into my head because I was a lot closer to my dad when I was younger. I think it's because he was away a long time. He was in the military, so every time he'd come back, I was like, I don't know how much time I have left to spend with you because I don't know when you're going back out in the field. So I would just kind of latch on to him and I hang on to every word. And so he would talk to me about, you need to do this, you should do this, you should do that. And the woman that I went to go see yesterday that knew me since high school, she kind of put into perspective that sometimes our parents, they want the best for us. That's the only reason they ever give us advice, usually. And she was like, maybe he was trying to live vicariously through you and your brother. And I was like, that makes sense. Because he always told me, if I knew what I knew now, I would have gone back to school, I would have done this, I would have done that. And I'm like, understandable. Anyways, sorry, tangent, I'm sorry. Anyways, I went through the pathways and I looked for what I wanted to do. And I was like, I don't know which one really suits me because none of these I really want to do except for probably automotive. But my dad was like, don't be a mechanic like me. I'm really glad I followed that advice because I don't think I would have liked it very much. Especially, we're not going to get onto that. I was going to say something totally different. I'm not going to get onto it right now. We'll talk about it later. Later date. Anyways, we went through the list and I saw graphic design and I was like, that sounds computer related. And it was very much computer related. We had an entire classroom of iMacs. And we would have to, they gave us a list of what we needed, and it was, USB drive, binder, this stupid stuff. We wound up not using half of it except for our USB port, basically. Or zip drive. We wound up using that. So I went into graphic design. For a long time, for the last 2 years of high school, the first class that I took in there was Intro to Graphic Design, and the last one, which was my last year in high school, each semester I had classes with him twice. My last semester in high school, I had his class twice in a row. So I had it, for, I think it was, the first bit of school, and then the last bit of school I had him again. It was great. And so he had me making business cards. He had me help with folding stuff. He had a screen printing, which was so cool. I actually made 2 shirts. And so, yeah, that's the kind of stuff we wound up doing. And that's what I wanted to do after high school, but my dad, like I said, got into my head, and I was like, maybe I should pick something that I want to do with, that I can actually use later on in life, because I was like, I don't think I'm going to be in graphic design forever. And look at me now, I'm back at graphic design. But this is a long video on life. Anyways, so in short, what life means to me is just being able to find your happiness, because in a world where people are just trying to tell you what you should do and how you should be happy, we really need to look in ourselves and find what makes us actually happy, instead of trying to appease everybody else, trying to be what everybody else wants us to be. Because if you look at it now, look back on everything, me looking back at my life, I started off, when I was younger, I was really happy. I was super excited about everything. And I still have that childish, happy about everything. But then I hit middle school and it kind of went downhill. It kind of went downhill further in high school, just because of, some other circumstances in life. And then now I'm out of high school. I've been out of high school for 6 years. It gets put in perspective what you should be doing, what you should be happy with, and not like, how can I make this person happy? How can I make that person happy? That's what life means to me. So I hope this helped everybody. I hope this little I guess it's an anecdote, little story helped everybody. It probably wasn't very helpful today. I'm sorry, kind of all over the place. Maybe I should write it before, so I have like bullet points to go on. But anyways, let me know what you think. I'd love to know what you think about what life is. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just let me know. And, if you liked it, hit the like button. It looks like a thumbs up. It looks like a thumbs up. Sorry. And if you want to see when I post videos and stuff like that, you can subscribe, and then you can hit the bell icon, and it'll tell you when I post a video. I'll be doing the 30-day prompt. I'm on day 6, so we have 24 more days to go, and I will see you guys later. Bye!